a beast with tusks as long as a car plows through icy winds, reshaping a frozen tundra. A predator with fangs that rival swords prowls the shadows, its silent steps a prelude to chaos. And on a sunny island, an unusual bird waddles, completely unaware it's about to meet its doom. These are no bedtime stories. They're glimpses into a world forever changed by extinction. But what if they hadn't disappeared? What would our planet and our lives look like with these ancient creatures still among us? Let's dive in. Woolly Mammoth. The woolly mammoth wasn't just a giant, furry elephant. It was a symbol of survival in one of Earth's harshest eras. These colossal creatures roamed icy plains from Siberia to North America, thriving in a world dominated by glaciers and extreme cold. They were covered in dense fur, with a thick layer of fat beneath their skin to keep them warm. And their long, curved tusks weren't just for show. They used them to dig through snow for food and to fend off predators. Living in the Pleistocene epoch, roughly 400,000 to 4,000 years ago, they coexisted with early humans who both admired and hunted them. These animals were so vital to human survival that they became immortalized in ancient cave art, depicted alongside bison and deer. But as the Ice Age ended and temperatures rose, their grassy habitats shrank, giving way to forests. This, combined with overhunting, led to their extinction. But here's the plot twist. Mammoths might not stay extinct forever. Thanks to advances in genetic engineering, scientists are working on de-extinction projects to bring them back. By using DNA extracted from frozen mammoth remains and combining it with that of modern elephants, they're attempting to create a hybrid species. The idea is to reintroduce these creatures to the Arctic tundra, where they could help restore ecosystems and even combat climate change by preserving permafrost. So, while they've been gone for thousands of years, it's possible that future generations might witness the mammoth's triumphant return. Imagine seeing these Ice Age giants roaming once again. What a sight that would be. Now let's dream a little. What if mammoths had survived naturally? Arctic regions today might look entirely different. Scientists theorize that mammoths played a crucial role in maintaining permafrost. By trampling down snow and allowing cold air to penetrate the ground, they slowed the thawing of ice. If they were still here, we might see tundras teeming with life, their ecosystems more balanced and less vulnerable to climate change. And think about this. How would we coexist with them? Imagine reserves dedicated to these gentle giants, where people could witness living pieces of the Ice Age. It might even inspire breakthroughs in how we approach conservation. Or, on a darker note, would they be commodified, their ivory tusks fueling a black market? The possibilities are endless and a little terrifying. Saber-Toothed Tiger. If the woolly mammoth was the Ice Age's gentle giant, the saber-toothed tiger was its ruthless enforcer. Officially called Smilodon, this apex predator wasn't your average big cat. While today's lions rely on speed, Smilodons were built like tanks, with short, muscular legs perfect for ambush hunting. And those famous canines? They could grow up to 7 inches long, ideal for delivering fatal bites to large prey. They roamed the Americas roughly 2.5 million to 10,000 years ago, living alongside megafauna like giant sloths and mammoths. But their downfall came when the Ice Age ended. As large herbivores dwindled, Smilodons found themselves without a reliable food source. Coupled with increased human activity, their time on Earth came to an end. Now imagine these fierce hunters in the modern world. Would they roam wild savannas, challenging lions and leopards for dominance? Or could they have adapted to urban environments, lurking in forests near cities? It's a thrilling, if slightly terrifying thought. Interestingly, Smilodons weren't just killing machines. They likely lived in social groups, much like modern lions. This raises a curious question. How would their social dynamics have evolved in today's world? Would humans study them in awe, or would they be considered a threat to livestock and eradicated? Perhaps they'd even become a key species in wildlife conservation, their predatory role keeping ecosystems in check. And let's not forget the tourism industry. Imagine wildlife safaris offering close encounters with these prehistoric predators. It'd be a dream for thrill seekers and a nightmare for anyone who accidentally wandered off the trail. Dodo. Compared to mammoths and smilodons, the dodo might seem, well, underwhelming. But don't let its quirky appearance fool you. This flightless bird was a marvel of evolution. Standing about 3 feet tall and weighing up to 30 pounds, the dodo was perfectly adapted to life on the island of Mauritius. With no natural predators, it thrived on fruits, seeds, and whatever else it could scavenge. But then humans arrived in the late 1500s, bringing rats, pigs, and a hunger for fresh meat. The dodo, unaware and unafraid of humans, became an easy target. By 1681, it was gone, a stark reminder of how quickly human activity can alter ecosystems. Now, what if the dodo had survived? Mauritius could have become a unique biodiversity hotspot, with the dodo as its centerpiece. Imagine eco-parks where visitors could observe these birds in their natural habitat. They might even have evolved alongside humans, perhaps becoming smarter or more adaptable over centuries. On a broader scale, the dodo's survival might have spurred earlier conservation movements. If humans had realized the impact of their actions sooner, could we have prevented the loss of other species? Or would we have simply found new ways to exploit them? And let's get creative. What if the dodo had been domesticated? They might have become the quirky backyard pets of the tropics, or perhaps even a culinary delicacy. Dodo delight, anyone? Okay, maybe not, but it's fun to imagine. When we think about these animals still being alive today, it's not just about the creatures themselves, it's about the ripple effects on our world. If mammoths were still here, they'd likely dominate Arctic landscapes, influencing everything from plant growth to animal migrations. Climate scientists might even study their impact on slowing permafrost melt, using them as living tools against global warming. And here's the exciting part. This isn't just speculation anymore. As we mentioned earlier, scientists are actively working to bring mammoths back through genetic engineering. If their efforts succeed, we might actually see these Ice Age giants roam the tundra again, potentially helping reverse some of the damage we've done to Arctic ecosystems. Imagine a world where extinct species don't stay extinct. What other creatures might science resurrect next? Saber-toothed tigers, on the other hand, would have reshaped human history. Would early humans have developed advanced weaponry sooner, simply to defend themselves? Entire civilizations might have grown differently, shaped by the need to coexist or compete with such powerful predators. As for the dodo, its survival could have changed the way we view extinction. Perhaps it would have become a symbol of resilience, teaching us the importance of protecting biodiversity. Or maybe we'd take it for granted, continuing to push other species to the brink. Each of these animals played a role in shaping their ecosystems, and their absence left a void. But their stories also remind us of the delicate balance of life on Earth and the responsibility we have to protect it. With the possibility of species like the mammoth returning, we might be standing on the edge of a new era, one where extinction isn't the end of the story. For your next watch, I highly recommend checking out the video on animals that might go extinct by 2030. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed sharing it with you. And until the next video, stay curious and full of energy.